Hoarding disorder I get accused of. This is like the opposite to just-in-time ordering system, like the capitalist economic mantra that I teach to secondary school children. Create a relationship with reliable suppliers that they warehouse things for you and you just order what you need at any point in time. And they have delivery people on hand to get it to you straight away in the quantities that you need it. Translate that into your life and everyone's ordering delivery food from Just Eat or Deliveroo. The capitalist propaganda would have you accused, finger pointing at you, saying, "Hey, hoarder, you're bipolar, you're schizophrenic, you've got real decision-making difficulties. Your cognitive empathy is decreased. And your family before you were probably hoarders as well, weren't they? Did you grow up poor, not owning things, and people not caring for you? You often losing things, like your mind. The hoarder may have strong emotional connections and associations with a particular object, and in a full life, those objects accumulate. It's a visual representation of a memory that can trigger and prompt that memory back another time, when the item gets to the top of the pile. The monetary value of the item isn't necessarily important, but the capitalist system with its just reorder it, throw it away and reorder it when you next need it, that's really going to add to landfill. The capitalist just-in-time propaganda is anti-planet. It's making money by making rubbish tips. There are levels of hoarding on a 1 to 5 scale, 1 to 10 scale. But is there anyone putting forward a scale of wasters? We've outlined how many hoarders have strongly held views on the item specifically, but perhaps on issues as well. The advice used to be to keep 3 months of income in your bank account at any one time to see you through potential unemployment or difficulties unforeseen. But COVID has sort of made a joke of that capitalist advice. So JIT and the anti-hoarders, are they COVID deniers? The world economy. World economy has had a long period of a decade or so of stagflation. However, inflation seems to be a problem now. Hoarding is inflation busting. We all hoarded before COVID. But what about these prepare and survive people that have been around since the atomic bomb was invented, really? These people that set up their nuclear bunker. Of course, it could always be a biological warfare threat. This JIT, this just-in-time, is it Russian propaganda to maximise the casualty of a nuclear biological incident? When Israel is finally first to press the button in anger and spite, and the whole mutually assured destruction comes falling around our ears. Hoarding and its occasional duplicate items because things get stacked on top of, or you just haven't catalogued it and don't really know where it is, gets associated with dementia, which is perhaps a little bit unfair, but obsessive-compulsive disorder, I can see that it's on the fringes of it, but waste not, want not. Is it really the pernicious evil that threatens our very way of life, or is it saving the planet one hoarder at a time, 1 metre squared of real estate at a time? We could all end up taxed into Tokyo-style little pod apartments, living in your own bunk bed, with your whole family, everything within arm's reach. Is hoarding disorder perhaps going to be described as reuse, recycle disorder at some point in time in the future when they've really got us in a corner? Then ultra-Zionist supporters will have made it impossible for us to march for our human and civil rights, to use our home as we think best suits our survival and thrival in every circumstance the world throws at us. What level of capitalist consumer are you? Are you a pure product that always clicks OK to cookies? You are more than the consumer. You are the product that can be marketed in a bundle of information and metadata. And you are the commodity that can be manipulated. Anyone that made profit from knowing that Brexit was coming, buying in and ordering and hoarding before the free market curtain finally comes down, they should be tracked down, follow the money and make them pay. This is our oldest medieval chateau of this part of the prefecture. It used to be a chateau, but it's all right now. It's a HMO, a home of multiple occupancy. The proletariat have dominated the space of the feudal lord. Since the time of the Crusades, and those serfs have built a school in the grounds of the chateau for their serf children. How they live in this chateau is no concern of anyone else. There need be no public visitation and tours, and they can hoard as they like. There is no capitalist necessity to make profit out of your home to the extent of, well, your original home is your mother's womb, so renting out your mother's womb on something equivalent to Airbnb. If you're a true level 9 capitalist, Karl Marx maintained that the way the market economy is coordinated through the spontaneous purchase and sale of private property, dictated by the laws of supply and demand, now commonly referred to as just-in-time JIT ordering, this blocks our ability to take control of our individual and collective destinies. Marx condemned capitalism as a system that alienates the masses, the greatest number. Instead of the richer getting richer, shouldn't we have the greatest happiness for the greatest number? The structures and values inherent to capitalism play a role in shaping our thoughts, feelings and behaviours. Traditionally, psychology paid little attention to capitalism's effects on human behaviour, but capitalism adversely affects how we view ourselves and others, and promotes biases of the worst prejudices and self-destruction. We all know that everything takes months to come from China, and the latest fashion, the a la mode, must be over in the very short period of time that it takes to become mainstream. The conditions of oppression and exploitation inherent to capitalism are the biggest determinants of mental illness. That just eat, takeaway food order delivered to you isn't doing your body or your mind any good. Attention deficit disorder is considered the capitalist condition, a developmental divergence. It is all about the self. There is no such thing as community. Wanting more for who you own. We're talking about your children now. How children were traditionally considered there for your benefit in old age. They're still possessions now. People don't collect them quite the same, but they do collect things and objects. These become our family. The chatelaine, the owner, used to collect serfs, slaves, that could do their bidding. We collect automata, machines to do our bidding, sculptural objects and things of beauty that we become attached to, or have associations of something of beauty. And this is growing because our lives are becoming more emotionally empty. Just-in-time ordering works in a business because there are the dependency relationships that just aren't there as a small consumer. You have no leverage over your supplier, and increasingly that capitalist supplier is eating away at your rights as a consumer. You have to have the latest mobile phone, otherwise the app won't work that enables you to work in order to buy the phone, the food, the house. There's a growing list of things you must have just to sustain your existence. And the earth slowly dies, screaming. Hoarding disorder. I get